Natalie Winters obliterates deep state operative Christopher Steele for being ultimate liar and grifter. And that's exactly what Christopher Steele is. If y'all don't know, he's the guy that created the infamous PP dossier. They called it the Steele dossier, when he basically made up stories, made up lies, and the main Russian collusion hoaxer, the guy that created it all. He's the so-called intel agent from Great Britain that came up with all of this crap. And I can't believe what's his name, Morgan, had him on his show. It's just crazy. Why would you want to have this liar on the show? He's been proven to be a liar, proven to be unreliable. But Natalie rightfully so, call him out on his bull crap. So we're going to play the clip. We're going to talk about it. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button. Share this out so we can get this important information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my X account, so follow me there as well. All right, so let's get into this news. Natalie Winters, the co-host and White House correspondent for Steve Bannon's War Room, made an appearance on Piers Morgan Uncensored this week, where she slammed ex-MI6 officer Christopher Steele for being a liar and grifter who failed to take down Donald Trump. And that's exactly what it is, and that's what he tried to do. He tried to take down Donald Trump. And he's the one that presented the dossier to Hillary Clinton's firm, and he presented it to also ex-Senator John McCain. I'm not going to speak ill of the dead, so I'll just leave that one there alone. But let's just get to the clip. Let's get to the clip here. Here we go.
Well, I know Christopher Steele probably wanted to go down in history as someone that colluded with the Clinton campaign to take down President Donald J. Trump, but I really think that you represent probably the ultimate grifter in the American political space. For you to even come on here, obviously you're trying to sabotage what President Trump is doing when it comes to Russia and Ukraine, but to sit here, what is it, nearly a decade after you tried to smear President Trump as a Russian asset, to then say, well, I think he's a Russian asset, but even though I'm really good at my job and create all these intelligence reports, it's just sort of a feeling that I have. I'm sorry, what stones do you even have left to turn over to try to corroborate your claim that President Trump is a Russian asset? You what? Weaponized FISA courts, surveillance, warrants, not just domestic spy agents.
And yeah, how they manipulated the FISA courts is ridiculous. This is the whole reason why the FISA courts should go away. They manipulated the courts, lied to the courts. No one has gone to jail for this. No one has gone to jail, been prosecuted for lying to the FISA courts and spying on a presidential candidate and then president. And no one has been held accountable for this. It's crazy. And then you got this idiot still showing his face on online and stuff. And like he's some expert or something, when we know that he's a propagandist.
Agencies, international spy agencies too, the entire DNC apparatus, a bunch of political operatives and registered foreign agents here in the United States. The American people would really appreciate it if you would stop injecting your efforts to curtail and totally tank the America First movement by smearing anyone who doesn't want to get involved in forever wars or continue the needless and ceaseless dying of Ukraine and in Russia, just so you can sit there from your nice perch and just continue to defend the globalist world order by continuing to fan the flames of conflict in Russia and Ukraine. And you know what? The same people that you ally yourself with here in the United States, you think you're so good at gathering intelligence. Last time I checked, it was the 51 intel agency officers, spies, who said that the Hunter Biden hard drive, which I've reported on firsthand, it's legitimate. You want to talk about president's sons who are involved in businesses with foreign countries? Well, I'd like to introduce you to Hunter Biden, right? When the
bars. And Hunter Biden is one of the worst despicable people to walk this planet. And that's what I'm talking about, because he lied about Donald Trump's son as well in his dossier. That's why she made that statement. She said, you wanna go after somebody's son. What about Joe Biden's son, right?
those 51 people that I'm sure that you know all too well, you were probably likely involved with the drafting of that letter, said that that was Russian disinformation. Well, it turned...
And he never denies it. He never denies that he didn't help draft it.
Out that was true, and shame on you for the last decade trying to inject the idea that smearing President Trump as a Russian agent or a Russian asset is somehow going to tank the MAGA movement. It's about putting America first, and the fact that you can still sit here and you have no actual evidence beside one random Russian meeting and, oh, we need to just continue to get more evidence. You're a complete political hack and grifter, and I wish the American political scene didn't have your voice in it.
All right, well, Christopher Steele, you're about to leave us because you're only here for this part of the panel, but your response finally to that?
My response is that I'm a professional intelligence officer and an expert on that part of the world. I'm not...
If you so-called expert, but your entire dossier was full of false information. It was not one truth in that dossier. Not one.
Politician.
Was the Hunter Biden hard drive Russian disinformation then, if you're such an expert?
Let him finish.
Who is this dude up here caping for Steele? Nobody's talking to you, bruh. Steele can speak for itself. Was Captain Saver agent here?
Let him finish.
So I've been a loyal and close ally of the United States for probably most of the last 40 years. I've worked extremely closely with officials working for administrations, both Republican and Democrat. I have a very strong US client base for which I've worked and produced information over many years, none of whom have ever made any such allegation against me. And it's palpable nonsense to claim that I'm in hoc with politicians.
I'm so glad the Clinton campaign didn't say that about you.
Well, I never worked for the Clinton campaign. I never had any contact with the Clinton campaign.
Yeah, right.
That's the reality of it.
Oh, you're a subcontractor.
I think Fusion GPS would beg to differ.
I produced a report for a partner firm in Washington, and the results of that report made me as an ally of the United States, as I would have expected an American counterpart to do, to report back in what I had found to the contacts I had in the FBI at the time. Okay. That was the right do, and I'm proud that I did.
All right, we're going to leave
it there. Look, I think everyone's had their say about Christopher Steele.
I'd love his expert opinion.
Let's leave it there. I want to move on to other subjects. Christopher Steele, thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. We're going to let you go. Anthony Scarrow.
He should have been held accountable for his lies, and he know nothing in that dossier was accurate, was true. Steele was infamously tasked by DC intelligence group Fusion GPS. I talked about this, gosh, so many years ago, back on my old channel. But Fusion GPS, which was hired by the DNC and Hillary Clinton campaign with creating a dossier with fake allegations against Trump that allowed the FBI to launch its Crossfire Hurricane spying operation. Speaking to the corrupt intelligence agent, Winter said, I know Christopher Steele probably wanted to go down in history as someone who colluded with the Clinton campaign takedown President Donald J. Trump, but I really think that you represent probably the ultimate grifter in the American political space. Continuing to rant against Steele, Winter shamed him for trying over the past decade to derail President Trump's anti-globalist agenda by repeatedly claiming he's a Russian agent. The deep state narrative that Trump is a Russian asset has been destroyed, as Americans understand it's simply another political establishment tactic to demonize the man blowing up the corrupt global system. And the globalists are upset. They're mad because they tried everything from the very beginning to take down Donald Trump, and none of it worked. And I think it's because of God's intervention. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.